Pursuant to the Open Public Meetings Act, notice of 2020 meeting dates was published in the Hunterdon County Democrat and the Easton Express Times on January 14th, 2021, and posted on the bulletin board at Borough Hall. Action may now be taken. Please join me in the flag salute. Oops. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands,
one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty
and justice for all.
Okay, just before we get started here, I was made aware that one of our long-term Highbridge residents recently passed away this week. Miss Barbara B.J. Taylor, who's probably most well known for her cowboy hat, was also a rural letter carrier in Flemington. She was a lifelong member of the Highbridge Methodist Church, and she leaves behind a lot of nieces and nephews, some of which still live in Highbridge. So I want to ask for a moment of silence, and I'd also like to include people in our thoughts, including Mr. Scarponi, who is going to be, having the funeral for Ms. Taylor at Scarponi Funeral Home, and some other people I'm aware of that are really struggling with some illness right now. And as we were saying, the isolation on top of illness, if we can just keep them in our thoughts for a couple of moments in a moment of silence. Thanks. Thank you. Roll call.
Columbus.
Here.
Barry.
Here.
Hughes.
Here.
Moore.
Here.
Schwartz.
Here.
Strange.
Here.
And Lee.
Here. Motion to dispense with the reading of the January 14th, 2021 regular minutes.
Move. Second.
Roll call.
Columbus.
Yes.
Barry.
Yes.
Moore.
Yes.
Schwartz.
Yes.
Strange.
Yes.
Hughes.
Yes.
Motion to approve the January 14th, 2020 regular minutes. 2021, excuse me.
Move.
Second.
Roll call.
Columbus.
Yes.
Barry.
Yes.
Moore.
Yes.
Schwartz.
Yes.
Strange.
Yes.
And Hughes.
Yes.
Okay, we have, it's hoping that we could do this in person. Up first on our agenda, we have an award, a longevity award for Mr. Carl Nocenzo, who I'm hoping is on this call. I met with him today to give him the award, and we took a couple of pictures and talked a little bit more. I don't recognize everyone that's on the call, but I'm hoping Carl can watch the meeting right now. I'd like to read the award that was presented to him today in appreciation of Carl Nocenzo and his perseverance as the owner and operator of Carl & Company, the longest running business on Main Street in Highbridge since 1963. Saluting his longevity as a barber and his propensity to develop a base of faithful customers who continue to return to Highbridge, in part due to his endearing wit and heartfelt laughter. Recognizing his unequivocal love of Highbridge and his part in the establishment of the Pop Warner Football League, still doing business today as the Hunterdon Huskies. Wishing him continued prosperity as a small town business in Highbridge, and thanking him for making sure he makes someone smile every single day. And I know, Carl, every time I see you, you make me smile. So congratulations to you. I know that word got out, and you have a lot of well-wishers out there. So tomorrow, we'll be posting some pictures to the website and to my Facebook page. So
Congratulations.
I hope he's on. Okay. Would anyone like to add anything to that? I don't mean to put anyone on the spot, but
I think you said it. These are the kind of businesses that you have in small towns, and they're the core of it.
Yeah.
My kids have gotten their hair cut there. I have. around a long time.
I once got my hair cut there many moons ago, but I didn't call for it anymore. But I was a customer of Carl's many moons ago.
He did a great job. It never came back.
Okay, on to public comments. It is the policy of the Borough Council that all public comments on an issue shall be limited to 5 minutes per person, and no person may make more than one comment per subject. Comments may be made on any subject pertaining to borough issues. Comments pertaining to public hearings should be saved for that section of the agenda. No debating between residents. Comments should be addressed to mayor and council at the public microphone. Any public comments?
Okay, I do see a hand up for Carol, but just real fast, if anybody else has a comment to make, you can hover over your name and put up your hand. You may have a button that says raise your hand. If you do, we will address you with your 5 minutes, and I'll keep the timer for you. All right. We're going to open it up for Carol here.
Thank you. Can you hear me?
Yes.
I would put my video on, but I really don't know how. I am covering for Stan Prater, JCP&L External Affairs, and I just wanted to introduce myself to all of you. Wish you the best new year, and make sure you knew who I was. But I can't show you my face, but you can hear my name. So I just wanted to pop into your meeting and say hello.
Thank you, Carol.
Thanks, Carol.
Thank
How
you.
is Stan? Have we gotten any updates from him recently?
Yeah, he's very good, Mayor, and I'll pass along that you asked about him.
Please do. I like him. Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
I'm going to open up, let's see if Sally Ward. I've asked to unmute just in case she has anything.
Hey, everybody, can you hear me?
Hi, Sally.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey, Steve, I want to say first, thanks for recognizing my phone number. That's cool.
I didn't work at it. It just, you are consistent. You're always here.
I am consistent, and I am always there, whether I'm not or not. You know what I'm saying? Just saying, just like you guys are. So anyway, with that fumbled set of words, I just want to say I think it's really cool that you guys just like gave Carl an award. Although I never got my hair cut down there because, believe it or not, I cut my own hair. I do. And he knows it because I told him. Anyway, Carl and I used to bump into each other almost every single day for quite a a long time when we went to have our lunch at DeMeo's, the pizza, at Jimmy's place down there at the pizza place at the Grey Rock Mall. And we became pretty tight just for doing that. Even though we didn't really know each other, we saw each other, and his smile just made my heart just beam. So you did a great thing. Just saying, he's a good guy, a really, really good guy. And I'm really grateful that you did that for him. Who knew, really? So anyway, keep the beat going, you guys. You're amazing. You're all like little stars in the sky, little beams of light. You council people and Mayor and Barry and Bonnie and Adam. You're all like light in the sky in the dark of a night, a dark pandemic night. And I'm just saying, you know, I will, Steve, be consistent to be present because you are like that for me, and I hope that I can somehow in my everyday way be somewhat of that somehow, somewhere here in our precious Highbridge. Just saying. That's all I got to say.
Thank you, Sally.
Thank you, Sally.
Very much.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Okay. I don't see any other hands, Mayor.
Okay. On to public hearings. Ordinance 2021-001, salary and wage ranges. Motion to open the public hearing.
Move.
Second.
Roll call.
Columbus,
Yes.
Barry,
Yes.
Moore,
Yes.
Schwartz,
Yes.
Strange,
Yes.
and Hughes.
Yes.
Bonnie, I'm going to defer to you on this one. You just want to give a brief explanation of what we're...
This is just the ranges that are allowed to pull the salaries from. So this is just normal business for every year.
Normal, okay.
And it doesn't establish any individual person's salary. It's just the range.
The range, yeah.
Just for
Correct.
people out there who may not realize.
Yeah. Anyone from the public? Okay, motion to close the public hearing for ordinance 2021-001.
Move.
Second.
Roll call.
Columbus.
Yes.
Barry.
Yeah.
Moore.
Yes.
Schwartz.
Yes.
Strange.
Yes.
Hughes.
Yes.
Motion to adopt ordinance 2021-001.
Move.
Second.
Roll call.
Columbus.
Yes.
Barry.
Yes.
Moore.
Yes.
Schwartz.
Yes.
Strange.
Yes.
And Hughes.
Yes.
Okay, ordinance 2021-002, chapter 184, parking. Motion to open the public hearing.
Move.
Second.
Roll call.
Columbus.
Yes.
Barry.
Yes.
Moore.
Yes.
Schwartz.
Yes.
Strange.
Yes.
And Hughes.
Yes.
If I recall correctly, this is just kind of tweaking the language of our parking ordinance so that people don't have to go to court. Is that correct, Bonnie? Yeah. Which I know people are grateful for in this day and age. Anyone from the public? Questions? Thoughts?
The only thing I'd add in is I remember, just because everyone always complains about it, when we changed those standoffs and things in the middle of town, and then people, you guys went out and made the lines. It was to add extra spaces, and we're keeping them here. So we're not going away. None are going away. We're continuing that. Like having more spaces than we used to.
Yeah, I had a conversation.
We've done that.
Yeah, and I had a conversation. I think that once the county comes in and paves the road, we definitely need to tweak a couple areas on Main Street for sure. But this also covers the snow issue that, we saw recently. And really just to not force people to go to court is what it comes down to. You pay a small fine and be done with it. Motion to close the public hearing for ordinance 2021-002.
Move.
Second.
Roll call.
Columbus.
Yes.
Barry.
Yes.
Moore.
Yes.
Schwartz.
Yes.
Strange.
Yes.
Hughes.
Yes.
Motion to adopt ordinance 2021-002.
Move.
Second.
Roll call.
Columbus.
Yes.
Barry.
Yes.
Moore.
Yes.
Yes.
Strange.
Yes. I didn't hear it either, Alan.
And Hughes.
Yes.
Okay, ordinance 2021-004, amend golf fees and rates. Motion to open the public hearing.
Move. Second.
Roll.
I'm sorry. Who is my second? Alan. Thank you. Okay. Columbus.
Yes.
Barry.
Yes.
Moore.
Yes.
Schwartz.
Yes.
Strange.
Yes.
And Hughes.
Yes.
George, you want to tee this one up?
I like it.
Oh yeah.
It's basically increasing the range, if you will, that we're allowed to fluctuate the pricing throughout the year. We had it set for I don't know how many years at a certain cap, so it's just increasing the cap on it in case so we can actually be competitive with the other surrounding golf courses as well, and in case anything were to come of pandemic down the road again, or just so we can have that cap in there in case we needed to increase at any point. We're not looking to increase rates right now at this point in time. We're just leaving that option open for down the road, years to come, whatever.
Any questions from the public? No. Okay. Motion to close the public hearing for ordinance 2021-004.
Move.
Second.
Roll call.
Columbus,
Yes.
Barry,
Yes.
Moore,
Yes.
Schwartz,
Yes.
Strange,
Yes.
and Hughes.
Yes.
Motion to adopt ordinance 2021-004.
Move.
Second.
Roll call.
Columbus,
Yes.
Barry,
Yes.
Moore,
Yes.
Schwartz,
Yes.
Strange,
Yes.
and Hughes.
Yes.
Ordinance 2021-005, LoSAP amendments. Motion to open the public hearing.
Move.
Second.
Roll call.
Columbus,
Yes.
Barry,
Yes.
Moore,
Yes.
Schwartz,
Yes.
Strange,
Yes.
and Hughes.
Yes.
Bonnie, you want to give a description here?
Sure. This has to do with the shared service agreement between the town of Clinton and Highbridge concerning the LoSAP program for the new South Branch Emergency Squad. So we will now not have two separate LoSAP programs. The LoSAP program will be administered by the town of Clinton, and the members of the squad will now be subject to their provisions, their plan, and their point schedule. So this is what that outlines.
Thanks. Questions from the public? Quiet group. Motion to close the public hearing for ordinance 2021-005.
Move.
Second.
Roll call.
Columbus,
Yes.
Barry,
Yes.
Moore,
Yes.
Schwartz,
Yes.
Strange,
Yes.
and Hughes.
Yes.
Motion to adopt ordinance 2021-005.
Move.
Second.
Roll call.
Columbus,
Yes.
Barry,
Yes.
Moore,
Yes.
Schwartz,
Yes.
Strange,
Yes.
and Hughes.
Yes.
Introduction of ordinances. Ordinance 2021-006, adopt the revised zoning map. Motion to introduce ordinance 2021-006.
Move.
Second.
Roll call.
Columbus,
Yes.
Barry,
Yes.
Moore,
Yes.
Schwartz,
Yes.
Strange,
Yes.
and Hughes.
Yes.
Okay, ordinance 2021-006 shall be published in the Express Times and or the Hunterdon County Democrat, along with the public hearing date of February 25th, 2021. Okay, moving right along, on to the consent agenda, resolution -072-2021 through resolution 084-2021. Motion to approve the consent agenda.
Move.
Anyone need to pull anything out, Mayor?
Anyone want to change anything, questions, pull something out? Okay,
Thank you.
sorry. Motion to approve the consent agenda.
Move.
Second.
Roll call.
Columbus,
Yes.
Barry,
Yes.
Moore,
Yes.
Schwartz,
Yes.
Strange,
Yes.
and Hughes.
Yes.
Okay, on to council reports. Councilman Columbus, you're up first.
Fantastic.
On to golf.
Top of my page over here. Okay, so year-end numbers. We have the finals. 2020 rounds were down 1,406. That's due to the 7-week quarantine we had for the closure, and twosomes running every 16 minutes in May upon reopening through executive orders. However, revenue was up $40,439 due to the high demand after reopening was allowed and the price adjustments. We had good weather and we put out a great product. So expenses were under $4,552. EBITDA was up $44,990. For the second year in a row, we we did not have the, they called them the pass plays sold the year prior. This is a good streak we have going. We actually aren't selling pass plays right now. I think if they do, they're in a bulk thing. But it's a great move. So now everything's captured in the correct fiscal year, and we're looking to have the memberships moved into the correct fiscal year as well. Majority of them came in 2021 for the 2021 golf. So that basically helps keep the books straight every year and capture it correctly. So the rounds of golf, the price per round actually reads correctly. So that's a good streak. We'll keep that going in 2021 and hopefully beyond that. So 2021 January forecast, we have 900 rounds with 460 on the proposed budget. Revenue 30,000 with 17,971 on the proposed budget. It's 21K in the books already. Expenses 56,000 with 56,736 on the proposed budget. EBITDA is 12K ahead of the plan. And 2021, we have a full slate of events already booking, ranging from smaller regional leagues to national tour stops. These include the Members Golf Association, the 12th Annual Highbridge Hills Classic, the Group 4 North 2 Section Championship, the Hurricane Junior Tour, making three tour stops this year, the U.S. Amateur Tour, the NJ PGA Junior Series Tour, the Golf Mission, it's a regional amateur golf tour, the Sakula Invitational, the world's largest golf outing, the Veterans Golf Association, the Highbridge Fire Department and California Fire Department planning their annual fundraisers there as well, the Highbridge Hills Golf Club, and Architects Club Ryder Cup scheduled event this year as well, the HBH Club Championship and Residence Day. We're still working on a date for that, but that will come out soon. And we have exciting news. We have nominated our chair, vice chair, and secretary. We have Isabel Silvestri, Gordon Marks, and Adam Borchin. And I thank them for stepping up in their roles, and we look forward to a successful 2021 golf season. Some more goals that we have and projects include the manufacturer. We're going to have manufacturers come out for like Manufacturers Demos Day by the driving range. We're trying to get that at least 2 times. They can come out. People can try out the clubs and purchase. I believe there'll be some kind of maybe discounts involved with that. We are going to be experimenting with the tee times to maximize the usage. Looking at maybe going to 11 minutes from 12-minute tee times. Some projects include the asphalt repairs on the golf paths, the lower pond bubbler, triplex machine used on the approaches and tee boxes. We're going to have a front welcome shed, additional USGA recognized tees and scorecards will be coming out this year as well. We're going to have some repairs at the lower barn and pump station repairs to keep our irrigation system well tuned. This goes in play. It's the control panels, basically the brains of our irrigation system there. So some work that needs to be done. That'll be done this early 2021 spring. So that's basically everything for golf. Anyone have any questions on golf? On another note, I want to say it is my goal. I'm working with Bonnie and Comcast management. I know there's been some letters going out. Looks like they're doing some data capping and some something more like a carrier would do for data. And I've been on this for a while, trying to get our plan upgraded here, working with Comcast management. And I got the same email that others have gotten that's concerning, and we're working on that to see what we can do. So Bonnie and I are on the case, and I would urge every resident to call 1-800-XFINITY, that's 939-6489. Log your complaint. If you have an issue with your service or whatever, make sure you're calling because the calls help. It really does. So thanks, everybody. And if you have any questions, feel free to email me, reach out to me.
Thanks, George. And, we talked about this. That's something Comcast, the county wants to get involved, other mayors, all the way up to the senator's office. So
Great, yeah.
I think we were going to put out a PSA even for people to start calling and complaining because, without the noise, nothing's getting done. So thanks, George.
Thank you.
Councilwoman Ferry.
Hey, I have quite a bit with the various committees to share with everyone tonight. I'll start with the events committee. We're working on preparing the sponsorship packets with a listing of the committee's 2021 events, creating a Facebook page to promote the various borough events. So this won't be limited to just what the events committee is planning, but what other committees in the borough might be planning. We'll be utilizing a new event planning tool to assist with budgeting and logistics. We'll be incorporating social distancing precautions so we can ensure safety and limit cancellations. For example, the committee is planning an Easter egg drop. It will be planned similar to a trunk or treat. A community treasure hunt will be in place of Community Day this year for 2021. And due to the pandemic and the impact of our sponsors, the committee will determine if ample funding is available for Community Day in 2022. On to the borough website committee. We'll be looking for recruiting some members, reviewing all existing borough social media pages, and ensuring compliance with the borough's new social media policy. And also, we're looking to create a tab on the borough webpage that would then list all of the borough's social media pages for easy access to the residents. On to the Springside Committee. So our mission for the Springside Committee is to restore, preserve, and propose adaptive reuses for the historical structures on the Springside property, add diversity to our open space by protecting the scenic vista, propagating native plants, and provide a passive network of the trails to enjoy natural features as well as to observe wildlife, educate the public regarding the historic and agricultural significance of Springside Farm, and the importance of wildlife, native plants, greenways, water systems to our ecosystem. Our goals for the year is to secure the structures with signage for safety, which has already been completed. Number two is to further security of the doorways at the farmhouse and the broken windows, which has been completed as well already this year. And for quarter one of 2021, our phase two of our tarping of the 19th century addition to the 1750 farmhouse, and the 1750 part of the house was tarped in the summer of 2020. Quarter two, dispose of the debris on the outside and the inside of the farmhouse, and the debris from the dilapidated sun porch was cleared and set aside for disposal in the spring of 2020. In quarter two, our goal is to plant 50 buttonbush and arrowwood native shrub species from the New Jersey Forest Service to border the pond area. And this is a donation from Mia Baldwin, who's with the Environmental Commission, and also helping out on the Springside Committee as well. Our sixth goal is to launch an educational and informative video, which is already in the works. And a thank you to Greg Lindgren for helping us with that. And that video is on the history of Springside Farm in an effort to educate and cultivate volunteers, market sponsorship, fundraising campaign, which will allow for repair of the roof of the farmhouse and interior of the structure, and prepare informational packets of the committee's mission goals and plan for the property to distribute at fundraising events and volunteer orientation meetings. Lastly, the historical committee, there's quite a bit with them as well. So in January, the report is, by the end of 2020, the committee members completed a catalog documenting collection of items donated to the committee from former residents' nephew. The collection had been saved by Highbridge resident Hilda J. Moore, who lived from 1904 to 1994. Hilda is the granddaughter of Highbridge's first mayor, John S. Moore, and the collection consists of photographs, handwritten letters, scrapbooks, and memorabilia dating back to the mid-1800s. Currently, they are working on the transcription of a diary written by Harry W. Moore while he was stationed in France in 1918 during the First World War. The committee members are currently working to develop a new committee Facebook page and Instagram. All committee members are reviewing their research collections to provide information and photographs for these social media outlets. The committee obtained an estimate to repair the stone wall along the driveway at Solitude House and next to the annex. And their most exciting news is that the committee used their 2020 borough allotment to have Solitude front porch roof repaired and a gutter replaced on the annex to prevent further water damage to the building's foundation. This is a project that has been long awaiting, and we owe this timely and efficient project completion due to Danucci Roofing Company. And just this past week, a couple of committee members went to Solitude to clear away brush and debris from the spring. Before spring, and a set of stone and brick stairs was unearthed next to the annex building along the stone wall. A photo taken in 1939 shows where the stairs were, but they have been covered for several years. And for the committee, this was an exciting discovery. And the committee is currently working on implementing new programs to interact with the community, obtain stories from residents and business owners on the borough's history, locating historical memorabilia. They are also in the process of moving the donated historical archives to a secured climate-controlled location, which will also act as a research and workstation. And the goals that they have set for 2021, they're starting with the historic registry application, which they will aid in the research and preparation of the historic registry application as needed. A community outreach initiative, interact with the community, getting people to tell us their stories about growing up in Highbridge, engage interest and becoming involved with the committee, and development of a deployment of a sponsorship and marketing campaign, ideas to generate funds for repairs, Solitude House repairs, driveway stone wall repair, which is needed for safety and allowing access for emergency vehicles, various repairs at Solitude and the grounds. The committee kicked off the year with repairs to the Solitude front porch and gutter, downspout and drainage of the annex building. And the archives office established an archival office and storage at the squad building for a temperature control environment for preservation of artifacts and archival database development. And also the committee would like to present to council later on in the year a proposal for a Solitude Annex Visitor Center. And lastly, Highbridge House Histories Program. It's a development of a new project to get the community interested in history of their home and to allow the committee to learn more of the town's historic properties. So we've got our work cut out for us. But I have to say the borough is very lucky to have amazing volunteers, very ambitious and talented and knowledgeable. And I have absolute faith that we will accomplish all of these goals.
You mentioned the steps that they found this week.
Yes.
I didn't. Oh, you did. I didn't hear you
the
say.
steps are next to the annex. So when you're walking through that arch there to the right, so that was exciting because they just, they went there just to clean up before the spring and found the steps. So it's pretty exciting unearthing something like that.
Yeah, very cool.
Yep.
Thanks, Natalie.
You're welcome.
Councilwoman Moore, you're up.
All right, thank you, Mary Lee. All right, my report's not going to be quite as exciting as Natalie. So, from the Finance Committee, the property tax reimbursement application deadline has been extended to February 1st. So, but there's no word from the state on a further extension. So get those forms in on time. The tax collections for 2020 were at 98.23%, which is down slightly from 98.71%, that was in 2019. So 2020 was down slightly from 2019. The annual debt statement has been filed with the state. The town's net debt is 2.569%, which is down from 2.806% a year ago. We received the net proceeds from the CARES Act grant in December to offset the COVID-19 costs for the borough, and that was a total of $19,080. Additional funding was received from the county totaling $1,364. Work has begun on the 2021 budget. The state has revised the introduction date to March 30th and adoption to April 30th. We hope to be ready to introduce by the February 25th council meeting. So our goals for 2021 right now are to adopt our 2021 budget in March, to continue to pursue funding and grant opportunities with the New Jersey Infrastructure Bank, and that covers a lot of the things in the town, and to pursue grants for projects through Hunterdon County, statewide insurance, Sustainable Jersey, and various other sources. And that's it.
Thanks, Leanne. Councilman Schwartz,
Yeah.
your big report. Here we go.
Yeah. First, I want to thank Bonnie and Rick Roll for providing me with much of this information. A meeting was held with Alan Brower, our water system operator, on January 13th, in which was discussed potential capital projects, repair and or replacement of pipes, valves, and a meter at well number 8, water tower cleaning, and meter calibration. Another meeting was held with our borough engineer, Mazer Consulting, January 20th, with William Burr and Patrick Brennan. And they discussed the ongoing water main project on West Main Street, which happened to start, I believe it was this Monday. And it's projected to be completed about a month from now. It's February 25th. Also at the meeting was discussed the finalizing of the streetscape work. Apparently there are a couple of items still outstanding to be completed, relatively minor items, but they have to be completed over the next, I think, 5 to 6 months. Also was discussed putting together a prioritized listing of water main replacements and road resurfacing, kind of doing those in conjunction with one another. They discussed 4 residential complaints having to do with the roadways. Discussed the water utility. Apparently there's a leak in well number 2 that needs repair. Let's see. Suez Water was supposed to be doing an evaluation of our water tanks, I believe yesterday. Bonnie, do you happen to know if they actually performed those evaluations?
Yes, Rick was out with them and they did the thorough investigation, and they'll be giving us a report later.
Excellent. Also discussed at the meeting with Mazer was the sewer utility. Apparently we have some designs coming out in February, or I believe it's upgrades of the station at 513 pump station. And apparently we also need a new meter there, or move the meter that's currently there. And there is a stormwater management plan that is going to be coming out and needs to be submitted to the Highlands Council. I think that's needed for a lot of different reasons, including allowing us to complete or develop the Dewey Avenue Conveyance Center, which happens to be one of the upcoming goals for this year. Goal-wise, the DPW will hopefully complete the Dewey Avenue Conveyance Center, moving it from our Commons area. Hopefully, we'll be able to expand our parking area in the Commons once the materials are moved up to the Dewey Avenue Center. We have a potential of replacing or at least upgrading the basketball court down at Union Forge. And let's see, another item, another goal to pursue New Jersey Transit, hopefully to get them to repair the Krieger Road Bridge. We really don't have much control over that. It's really up to New Jersey Transit, but I'm going to try to keep up to date on that and push them as much as I can. That's it.
Good job, Alan. Thank you. Councilman Strange, you're up.
Well, I will say that in terms of, I'll start with EMS. Their focus has been kind of, well, aside from doing EMS services, which they're always doing, their focus has been kind of finalizing the last little bit of the LoSAP, which of course we approved tonight, and that was one of the final things that they're trying to tie up in terms of the transition over to South Branch Emergency Services. So, all those little tiles are falling down and everything's kind of falling into place. So very good there. And I'm sure everybody's seen the trucks out there. In terms of the fire department, I believe we approved the budget last time. Sean Smith is now the chief this year, so there's been a little transfer there. Jeff's, it's passing the torch, as it were. And so I'm supposed to be meeting with them, and I haven't been able to meet up with them the last week, which I wanted to. So I gotta hook up with them to talk to Sean. I think George may be coming along as well, since he's the second for emergency services. In terms of police, I don't know if you've noticed, it's a rare thing in Highbridge to see two police officers in a car, but I've seen that now a few times. So the continued training of the new officers is going on. I suppose that's probably the biggest news and excitement that's going on in the police department. Everything else has been fairly calm. I don't have the numbers here, but when I was looking at the, traffic stops and all that, is all fairly normal, a little below average maybe for a month. Things have been calm after the holidays, I guess, in theory. In terms of EDC, we had our EDC had their reorg meeting, and I have some notes here from that. Let's see if I can find this here. There we go. It was I think it was January 5th or 6th. I forget the exact date here. Let's see. I think it was the 5th. Yeah, it was the 5th. And at the EDC meeting, a few things were discussed. First, of course, we had new officers elected. So now we have the Pablo Delgado is the chair, Todd is the vice chair, and Nicole Niddle is the secretary. So we have new leadership, if you will. The hope is to take a more hands-on approach this year in terms of interactions with the local businesses. In service of that, there's a shared document in which committee members have specific businesses that they'll be reaching out to in person to see what their thoughts are, what their needs are, what they can contribute in terms of continuing to support business on Main Street and throughout our town. One of the objectives is to highlight the various businesses in town. A good example of that, of course, is the award for Carl tonight. Businesses that have been here a long time, such as Carl, as well as new businesses like the Solitude Station that's coming in, Mind Over Matter, the Salty Lemon, which opened a few months ago. Also, I don't remember the exact date. So we have some variety, which is kind of nice as well. And that is one of the objectives, to continue working to bring in new businesses, but also to support the businesses who are here by getting their feedback and finding out what they want. Now, I do not, unfortunately, have a list of specific goals at the moment. We have discussed some, but I don't have a list from Pablo of the definitive goals. So I would ask to be able to present that at the next time, if that's okay, the next meeting. There's not decided upon yet. But that was about it. It was there you go. Pretty straightforward.
Okay. Thanks, Steve.
Yep, no
Councilwoman Hughes.
I see that my camera is frozen because but it's a relatively okay picture, so I'm keeping it.
How does she stay so still during these meetings?
Yeah,
I know. I
how
thought
do you
the
do that?
same thing.
I don't know. My camera works and then it doesn't work. Anyhow, environmental commission received a non-matching grant of $500 for one of the Sustainable New Jersey grants that we can get because we're a Sustainable New Jersey town. We can apply for certain grants that other people can't, and we got $500. And Mia's heading the project. It's our Wild Springside project where she has her native butterflies and milkweed and things growing already. So we're working on getting a monarch way station, so more butterflies and some puddling stones and things like that will encourage the monarchs as they go along. There's a place for them to stop on their transit. So that's great news for $500 non-matching. We're going to get seeds and some signs for information, and we'd like to have like a little dedication opening when that all gets set together. And I guess the biggest thing is for the garbage that starting February, we have LMR now as our new recycling and garbage pickup. And Adam has already sent out one notice. He'll send out another one again on Monday because it's going to be confusing for people for a while to get the hang of it, that the entire town has a pickup for garbage on Wednesdays. So you have to put your garbage out on Tuesday night to have it out for early Wednesday pickup. No more stickers. The bulk items, you can still put out your mattress or your chair or whatever as you need to, because that was something that was really important to our residents. We made sure we kept that in there. Recycling is still every other week, but it's on Thursdays. So again, you're going to have to watch. And Adam was really nice. He included the list of the streets and what's part of the town you're on in case you forget. But basically, the Northwest is the middle school, Fairview Avenue, up from the school, up Fair Avenue, West Main, Jenny Jump area. The southeast part is Arch Street, Dewey, Solitude, but it has all the streets listed there because some people are like, well, what side of the town am I on? So you need to check that. And then it's still every other week like it was. No more stickers. So if you have any extra ones of those, recycle them. They're done. They served their purpose for many, many years. And we have LMR, which is a company we have had in the past, and we were very pleased with them. So I foresee everything going smoothly as long as we can get the habit of what day gets out there for the first couple of cycles. Environmental Commission goals for this year. Of course, to continue organizing our electronics recycling and the document shredding. And we're working on an e-waste container with DPW also. Continue working on Sustainable Jersey actions. Keep looking for those grants. $500 here, $500 there. It adds up for us. This is the year we have to recert for our bronze status. So it's all hands on deck, writing up all of the recertification because we do not want to lose that. We are working on native plants monarch project, which goes along with the grant that we also just got. We're working on recertification every year of our tree city and our wildlife habitat. So it's a lot of paperwork and resubmitting things to keep those certifications for our town. We're also working on an open space management plan, which is a new committee for this year. It's for the areas of Lake Solitude Falls and the multi-purpose trails that we have in Nassau and Commons. So that's going to be a real big project that we'll be working on very shortly. We're also going to have beautification projects going on for the entrance to the Commons since that was redone. And also as you go back in the roadway, beautifying past where normally we think the end of the park is. Because now we have the dog park and we have trails back there. And once we get piles removed from back there, we can clean up that area. We had a tree nursery at one time back there that we need to refined and get going. So there's a lot of work in that area that we want to focus on. So volunteers will always be welcome to help us back there. We'll let you know as progress moves on. We're also focusing on an LED light conversion project. Part of that's DPW is working on it in the town, but we also have a chance to get some light bulbs and things to pass out to residents. So we're investigating that too. Safe Routes to School project I've been working on for years, and now I think we're getting closer once West Main Street gets paid by the county to get that bike and walking path that goes up through Hart Street. So that's another focus that we want to connect that Safe Routes to School. So we have a lot on our plate too. And again, I feel like Natalie, I'm blessed to have such a fantastic environmental commission that they're hard workers and they follow through with everything and they've been really dedicated. And we couldn't have accomplished as much as we've done without their team effort. And that's it.
Excellent. You're up, Bonnie.
Okay, so my last month has been predominantly spent on closing out the year. As you heard, our collections are stable. The annual debt statement has been filed ahead of schedule, and we're good with that as well. For this year, we're going to be concentrating on getting our budget created and adopted as quickly as possible. I'd also like to concentrate on reviewing and revising some borough ordinances. As we've been going through different chapters, we find things that are been outdated or that just need revising. So that's going to be a big concentration for 2021. Also records management, getting back into the scanning. We have the facility now that will be able to move our records out of the rented storage units and into the facility next door to Borough Hall. So that will be very convenient for us. And lastly, of course, I'm here to assist with all these wonderful goals that you all have prepared for 2021. So let's go get them.
Yeah. Thanks, Bonnie.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'll tag on a couple of things. Just to mention, COVID is still very much a part of our daily life. It seems. I want to just at least say that the numbers in Highbridge, I'm very thankful to report that I've not received any reported deaths from COVID in Highbridge, but our numbers really have been climbing. So I've been participating in a number of calls with the county, with the state. Of course, now everyone is talking about the vaccination, which is just unavailable. So it's just as frustrating for me when, we're getting all this information about all these resources to call and to sign up and try this and go over there, and none of them are getting anybody vaccinated. So I share your frustration there. We're still going to just keep working on it. I understand the governor made a statement that we're going to be getting 130,000 vaccinations per week for the next 3 weeks. So let's hope that, we see a delivery on that. I've posted a couple of things. We've sent out some PSAs. I have a couple of resources on my Facebook page to check out because, I think everyone's situation is different. Some people, may feel that it's worth driving out to one of these mega sites when the vaccinations become available. And, other people might want to rely on what's available right here in Hunterdon County. So definitely check on the county site, the, Hunterdon County website and the state COVID website for the most accurate information. I touched base with all of our, special needs residents earlier this year just to check in with them and make sure that they also had all that, information that they needed. We had a number of meetings with this new Nassau Springside Open Space Committee, as Lynn and Steve touched upon. So we're going to be working on an open space plan that it's going to kind of focus on Nassau Springside trails right now, but I do envision that expanding into the Commons trails and Lake Solitude and, really, covering all our bases there. Finance update, Bonnie mentioned, we are really doing pretty well here as a borough financially. We were pretty conservative last year. We managed to cut our sewer rate. We've lowered the taxes a little bit. Our debt statement keeps going down. We're, this close to that golf note being paid off. So we're hoping when we sit down as our finance committee, hopefully early next month, that we can continue the good times for the residents here. I do want to mention, everyone got notice of that energy co-op that, you have to opt out if you don't want to participate. It's not trying to, the Highbridge Borough, Bonnie, Adam, none of us make it. Barry, you're not making any money. Let me just check.
Not that I know of.
Okay. Nobody's making any money. It's not like anyone's going to save hundreds of dollars, but maybe you save $5-10 on your electric bill by opting in. We had a number of presentations that are available on the website. You can email Bonnie. We can put you in touch with the representative of the co-op directly if you still have questions, but we're excited to roll that out finally. Correct me if I'm wrong, Bonnie, JCP&L hasn't even established their rate yet, correct?
The last I heard, we were under the JCP&L rate with theirs.
But did they do their own? Don't they go do another auction? JCP&L does or something after the fact, or no?
It could be, but I believe if there's a JCP&L decrease, that that we would get the decreased rate, so they would never be paying higher.
Okay. And the garbage, as Lynn touched about, the very important to repeat that again, because I know I am going to struggle with a new schedule for my garbage and recycling, but it is available on the website to keep going back to and refreshing. Some goals that I have, which I know most everybody talked about them already, but I'll mention we do have over $400,000 in grant money that's going to be used for road projects around the borough this year. West Main Street, the Washington project, all the way up to Lake Solitude or Solitude House. Those roads are going to be completely redone. Alan talked about this, moving that recycling center out of the Commons and up to this new space on Dewey is probably my biggest goal for this year. I really think it can be done. And I think, we can have just this amazing park at the Commons. Lynn and I talked about it with the Environmental Commission about revitalizing the green team. And we have a creative team that, is just itching for some, art around the borough. And these are some great opportunities to do just that. Plus parking, potentially a new parking lot at the Commons that maybe we can even see a little revenue coming in for that. Natalie, I again want to thank you you really hit the ground running with the historical committee and the Facebook pages there. And I look forward to working with you to get our official Highbridge Facebook page for informative use, keep pushing out information that people need to know about, and coordinating with the historical, with events, with the Environmental Commission. Maybe we'll, have our open space committee on there. I mean, we have a lot to think about, but my goal would be to get that Facebook page up before the end of this first quarter. Hopefully when more people get vaccinated, the Raritan Valley Mayors Alliance will start getting back together and putting some pressure back on New Jersey Transit. I think that we have, a good argument to get more trains out this way and more weekend service. So I'm looking forward to that group getting back together. And Lynn already mentioned the LED projects. Our former council member, Chris Zappa, I'm really going to stay on top of the owners of 100 West Main Street to make sure that something happens sooner than later with that property. And, we're just going to stay on top of them, right, Bonnie? We're just going to keep pounding them. We haven't even had our court date yet, but, we're in the 7 figures now as far as fines go. So we'll see how this works out once we do get our day in front of that judge. But that's all I had. So, and I put away my papers without finishing the meeting. On to the second round of public comments. We still have some people hanging in there. Anyone like to make a comment or have some questions?
We have E Squared.
Hi, Eric Elsasser here. For the JCP&L program, I never received any sort of packet or notification in the mail. And when I check their website, it says that my account is not found on their opt-in or opt-out site. So any explanation? Are they fully onboarded?
If you're not eligible for the program, you would not have been given the opportunity to opt out.
Oh, what are the eligibilities? Where would I find those?
Well, have you picked another company already? Because if you've already picked a different company than JCP&L, you wouldn't get that.
And the solar panels, you're also ineligible as well.
No, nothing like that. It's just, JCP&L is First Energy, I presume.
Yes.
And we're getting everything from First Energy, so we're just a direct customer. but I haven't heard anything from them yet.
The best thing to do would be to call the 800 number. And if you want to send me an email, I can get you that information.
It's on the, I know where the number is. I can get that.
Okay, the 800 number.
Thank
Yeah, everyone should have gotten a packet by now.
Is Carol Bianchi on? She's not on anymore, I guess.
No.
Well, she's JCP&L. I don't think she could really speak to this co-op.
Okay, that's true.
But I mean, at any time, we could get somebody on the phone to help any resident with any questions.
Okay, thank you.
Sally, anything?
Any other questions, anybody?
Okay.
Comments? No? Okay. On to communications.
We have the Hunterdon County Planning Board letter, which the borough received, and the Hunterdon West Main vapor intrusion results letter, which has some testing on there.
Okay. And all of this is available in the supporting documents on the website.
Mm-hmm.
Bill list.
We have $1,830,598.56.
Okay. Motion to approve the bill list.
Move.
Second.
Roll call.
Columbus.
Yes.
Barry.
Yes.
Moore.
Yes.
Orts.
He's muted.
I think you're muted.
Yes.
Range.
Yes.
And Hughes.
Yes.
All right. Does anybody have any further business or comments? Thoughts? All right. Good meeting. Motion to adjourn.
Move.
Second.
Columbus.
Yes.
Barry.
Yes.
Moore.
Yes.
Ort.
Yes.
Range.
Yes.
And Hughes.
Yes.
All right. Next council meeting, February 11th, 7:30 via Zoom. See y'all there.
Bye.
Take care, everybody.
Bye.
Good, everyone.
Bye.